Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. This is Global Voice Radio in free range with Gail of Gaia with a Patty Broussard recovery update. Hi, Gail. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you, Paul. How's
And
Patty
Patty,
doing?
how you
Can she
doing?
hear us?
Patty, can you
I
hear
can
us?
hear as long as somebody only talks on one side. Because when you both talk together, you just walk over each other. So, and then it's just all distortion.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to make sure that we're careful not to do that, not to be distorted
Yeah.
or any of that. So, how you doing, Patty?
So the healing on the surgery on the leg is going along so. It's actually doing better than the toes. The toes there's been almost no progress, and since it's gotten to the point where I've been doing the dressings on them myself, apparently there's still some of the crud that they had in the epidural shot that started this little uh, odyssey of medical horror show is still running in my feed, and that's what's slowing things up. So, because when I take the dressings, there was green crap coming off of them.
Right.
So they amputated half of my big toe on my left foot, all of my fourth toe on my right foot, and half of the fifth. And this big infection in the side of my right heel under the ankle bone.
That hurts.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Other than I got half the staples taken out the other day of the below the knee.
Really? Wow.
I just had the scrolling Windows lost picture. Did we lose sound when that happened?
No, we didn't lose sound. Our our Rumble stream isn't starting, or is it? Wait a minute. Well, it says one watching now, so maybe it is working. Let me see. There we are. Okay. Yep. The Rumble stream is working. The D Live stream appears to be working, and the Facebook stream. Yep, the D Live stream is working, and now the Facebook stream. Okay.
So it's just a matter of everything catch up.
Yeah. It's just a matter of everything playing catch up, and I've just got to close a bunch of
What a bloody
other
mess.
windows.
I'm glad it's going to catch up.
Yeah, it is playing catch up. So, I'm okay. Close that. Bear with me for just a moment, or you two can talk amongst yourselves while I clean up the mess. There might be some hiccups in the stream because my computer's running out of memory. That's why I'm closing Windows.
Well, I can tell Patty that she's looking pretty good.
Probably. Yeah, on my 4 times I get to go outside, I just kind of lay back and take in the sun when we have it. So I'm getting some color, making some vitamin D, which is
a little natural vitamin D
actually
for you.
do. Point blank, I needed the rest. Aside from the medical issues, I just plain needed the rest.
So, what is the name of the place where you're at? Can we say that?
I don't know if we can.
It's pretty distorted, but it's Plymouth Harborside Healthcare. And this place is a zoo. because of the COVID thing. They've lost a whole bunch of people and everything, and they're trying to reconstitute it. They've got my file all messed up and everything. So, yeah, I'm in the middle of a major snafu, which I've been, patient and talking to all the right people and everything for the past, what is it, a week and a half I've been here now, and haven't really got much progress aside from getting the meds that I'm supposed to be getting, not necessarily all when I'm supposed to be getting them yet, but yeah. And
So
as
are they
well as some other meds
short-staffed?
that are not. Hmm?
You're
Yeah,
saying
they're
they're short-staffed?
understaffed and everything else.
Well, I remember I just saw an
You
article
can't talk when
recently about.
you, you can't talk when I'm still talking because all it does is garble, and then I don't understand anything you said.
Well, your talk is delayed, and so
So
sometimes
you'll
I
have to
think
say
you're
it again.
done, and then you're not. So I can't help it. I can just be quiet.
Yeah, just my as I'm closing Windows here, my computer is it's checking out for just a second until the memory catches up, and then it resumes. So I'm just closing all these windows, getting some memory back here.
I can't make out anything Paul just said.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
but
one
your
thing I
screen's
wanted to
frozen.
tell everybody. There's one thing I wanted to tell everybody. This stream is being hosted by a streaming provider outside of my network. So if my internet connection goes down, the screen's going to go blank, but the stream will still be up. So if your screen goes blank and um, you don't see any movement, just please stand by and I will reconnect and we can just hit the ground running after the fact. So I just wanted to let everybody know that because the stream I did this morning, my internet connection went down. And when I reconnected, the stream was still up. So there was just like 3 or 4 minutes of black screen and no sound when I was gone. But it didn't stop the stream altogether. So that's a good thing. Anyways, I think I've got enough closed now. It should straighten out. It'll take it a minute, but it'll be it'll be okay after that. I hope.
So are you on Facebook then?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, YouTube, D Live, and Rumble. All four.
Well, that could explain why we're having some difficulty, maybe.
Could be. It's entirely possible.
Oh, I see you on Facebook now.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Mhm.
So, what else is new, Patty? Is there any ideas on how long you're going to be where you are, and how your recovery is going to go, or are people still trying to figure out how to get their own head out of their butt?
Did you hear what he said,
Um,
Patty?
I'll try. I'll try to answer what I heard of what I think he said. Um, by the 30-day mark, that'll be the last appointment that's already booked on my toes, and hopefully by then I'll at least have the stitches out of them. So already we're looking at a reassessment. Half the staples have already been pulled out of my leg, but until we get this infection issue cleared up with the toes and the amputations, the right leg is still blowing up like a balloon and causing a slowdown and issues with the staples that run down from below my knee to all the way up here, into my lower abdomen. So we're looking at 2 months minimum, possibly as long as 3.
Wow.
How's the food?
And it's the initial infection in the epidural that caused all the damage that's still not completely out of me. And I'm very upset because I found out from medical personnel here that there was a single news report back in August of last comes back. Okay, there we go. That August of last year, they already knew about and had done a recall on the contaminated epidurals, like the one I got. So
Really?
now I'm looking to get involved in a class action lawsuit against the folks who made it.
Well, everything happens for a reason. It might just be that your situation is going to require an influx of damages, as it were, to to set yourself
You're
up.
right.
Have you had any issues with having a? Uh-oh, she just disappeared.
Well, it's still it's trying to find her. It's looking for her. She probably just checked out for a second. She's on a Wi-Fi and she's no doubt sharing that with other people. There she is. I think she's back.
I don't see her yet.
Okay. Well, she's trying to come in twice. Let's see. So there's one there, and then okay.
We
Now
just
you're
want-
back. She disconnected and reconnected. Are you back, Patty?
Yeah, it dropped me
Okay,
off
now-
the highway and said something went wrong, so I reconnected.
Hmm. Wow.
I don't know. This isn't working so good.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
I guess I said something they didn't like.
I don't know. Maybe.
Wow, does that sound unusual or what?
Yeah. Well,
I'm always
my
saying things they
connection.
don't like.
Yeah, my connection seems okay, and Gail's connection seems okay. Maybe it's your bandwidth. So maybe if you turned your camera off, it would work better. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Or would it be better if it was just her, you and her? Would that make any difference?
No, no, because it'll only.
You think it's a
Act-
bandwidth issue?
Yeah, I think it could be a
Because
bandwidth issue.
I'm on Wi-Fi, so
Yeah. Okay. Well, your sound straightened up
Is that
quite a
any
bit. What
better?
about mine? Yeah. Yeah, you
I'm still
sound great
getting the
now.
garbled audio, but
Really.
Well, who knows why that is?
Who knows? Um, I'm gonna have to check this stream
no, it's
after.
not making any difference.
Really
It wasn't really making any difference.
weird. Well, you sound great to me,
But
and so does Gail.
just so people get a chance to, I figured I'd do a, because I am able to stand not very well. I just don't walk very well yet, but I'm standing.
There you go. She's standing. Yay!
Yeah, so it's just I'm not moving around very well yet. That's why I'm in a wheelchair and all that. So
Well,
I will survive. I will pull out of it. It's just, and it doesn't stop me from doing my job. So, because that was the main goal of trying to take me out. And as bad as things were, immediately after they did the surgery, they said both my feet were inordinately hot, unlike anything they'd ever felt before, and that was my body playing catch up with the energies in the ley lines. So, which is nothing unusual because last summer I burned the souls off with all the energy I've been throwing into things. So
Wow.
it's not stopping me from doing the job. So
Well, that's a good thing.
So, can you hear
What's the
me? Are you
goal
able to?
of trying to that
Okay. So, how's the food where you're at? Mm. Not working.
Nope, it kicked her out again.
Oh man.
Wow. I think a lot of what we're dealing with is her
Bandwidth.
bandwidth, because she's probably on like a DSL Wi-Fi, or she's on like a low speed cable Wi-Fi, and it's being split across everybody.
no, I'm on the Wi-Fi on my phone. Even my other Wi-Fi I have here has been working very intermittently. I'm going to try plugging that one in and see if we can improve it a little, but I don't think it will.
So the place where you're
Let's see
at
if we
doesn't
can,
have patient Wi-Fi?
I can try changing to my Nomad, but
Does the place where you're at have patient Wi-Fi?
no, their Wi-Fi down here sucks. It's always dropping in and out, even on the facility side. So I'll try resetting that one.
Well, when you switch over from one Wi-Fi to the other, you'll probably disconnect, which is what I was going to say.
It just happened. So, wow, this is a very exciting show. Not.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what can we do. We can only deal with the connectivity that they give us, I guess. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, you're on a cable connection, I'm on a cable connection, but she's on a Wi-Fi on a phone. So the only other thing that we could try to do is you and I shut our cameras off also.
That help? We could do that.
If we all shut our cameras off, then
maybe that'll help, eh?
Yeah, maybe that'll help. So once she comes back in, then
well, no, I got to know how to shut my camera off without shutting everything off.
Well, there should be a menu along the bottom.
Stop cam?
Yes, stop cam. There we go. Okay. All right. So
now, is that any better? Well, now if she comes back on, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So I don't know, maybe we might be able, as long as your camera is off and my camera is off, then maybe we can have her camera on alone.
That's okay with me.
That would that would allow people to see her, see how she's doing and stuff like that. I'd rather my camera be off anyways, because
same here. I don't feel like being on camera right now.
Okay, so this is live stream radio, I guess. But oh, there's a private chat. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes, I was going to ask Patty how the food is, but I don't know where she is yet. I don't think she's come back on yet. That's always a challenge at institutions.
Right. Yeah, it is.
And I bet it's
Um,
extra challenging these days with less staff than they are really accustomed to having.
oh, absolutely. The hospital that she was in, she raved about the food. She said that the food was just fine. She loved it. And pretty much the first thing she said when she went from the hospital to the rehab was, the food's lousy here.
Big change.
Well, yeah. It's like um, I don't know, the hospital. I mean, they had a laundry list of things that she could eat, and she could just like, pick from like a menu. Where I don't know if they do that where she's at.
Well, if they're short staffed, picking from a menu is pretty hard because they have to prepare a number of different, whatever the different things are on the menu. And then they usually have somebody around who does a count of how many people will be getting what different things. And if they're short staffed and they don't have somebody doing that, it's pretty hard. I mean, it's a lot easier just to serve one dish and maybe different snacks possibly, but to prepare a number of different main entrees is pretty challenging.
Yeah. Well, what they probably do is, do it just like a reception dinner or things like that. You can have the beef, you can have the chicken, or you can have the vegetarian meal.
What
You know,
I'm saying, what I'm saying is, I doubt that you would get that many choices. I've worked in many places before, and it was even rare in a lot of places that. I mean, I know this was a number of years ago, but it was even rare there to have a bunch of different choices, and to have 3 choices. I doubt it. But they used to have like diet techs that would go around and find out, what you might want. And
Mhm.
but I would just say that the choices would be limited when you have limited staff. That's all I can say.
Right. So in some places the diet techs go around and they find out what everybody likes to eat, and then dinner becomes a preponderance of the favorites.
Pretty
Or
much,
pre-
that would be
a
a pretty
preponder
yeah.
yeah, a preponderance of the preferences. We've got 35 people that eat meat.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
um, we'll have to give
I
the
don't
rest of
know.
them salad.
I don't know what the bed count there is, or how many people they're dealing with. So that's always another factor as well.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be an interesting question to ask her for when she comes back.
Assuming she's coming
She
back.
Well, she was switching from one network to another. So
Do you need to send her another invitation, maybe? Because maybe she lost the
mm,
invitation.
no, I shouldn't have to.
I wouldn't think
Um,
so, but you never know.
Actually, it might work better if instead of trying to use Wi-Fi through her phone, to just connect with her phone. Just go to her like Android browser and or Chrome browser with her Android phone, and I know she's got Skype on her phone, so she'd get the link. She can get the link from Skype and then just launch it into
Hmm.
there. I would think that because this platform is supposed to support um, every kind of connection you could imagine, computer, tablet, phone, landline, um, just about anything. Well, we got to get her back in here somehow.
Well, this is getting, yeah. Maybe do we have any breaking news we could talk about so we
Well, I don't know
don't
if
lose
you don't have
everybody
any.
here?
We don't have any breaking news, but I guess we could do a couple of commercials while we're waiting for her to come back. Let's do that.
Okay.
All right. Sounds like a plan. We'll be back after 2 minutes and 2 seconds. And no, my name is not whatever. Yeah, you remember the guy that used to say that 2 minutes and 2 seconds? It was like one of those dating shows or some shit.
Actually, no, I haven't seen that one, Paul.
Okay, well,
But that's okay. I don't watch
I was
TV.
pretty young. I was pretty young when I was watching that show, so I guess I'm dating myself. Which is probably a good thing because I haven't had anybody else want to date me recently. So, anyways, we'll be back after this. Free Range is pleased to present Modexis and the superfruit Lonicera cerulean. The cornerstone of Modexis products, Lonicera cerulean is a superfood that supports life at the cellular level. Whether you're looking for a longevity product with added glutathione and ATP, something to help lift you through the day without having to resort to stimulants like caffeine or acidic energy drinks, or just seeking a natural solution to support stress management, Modexis also has a natural approach to pain management. Its Relieve product is unique in its ability to support the body's own pain management system. It's been said you'll notice a difference the very first day. The second day, you'll be loving the products, and the third day, we'll be telling friends about Modexis. Visit modexis.galeofgaia.com to learn more and to see what other people are saying about these quality products. That's modexis.galeofgaia.com. I am Paul from EdibleHealingPaste.com, and I'm honored to be affiliated with MyNutra, makers of hemp paste. Hemp paste is a whole food product that still contains most, if not all, of the terpenes, phytonutrients, essential elements, and CBDs of the raw hemp plant. CBD oil manufacturing methods strip away living essential elements, leaving only one, a dead CBD oil. CBD oil alone simply cannot support the entourage effect that occurs when hemp paste's essential nutrients go to work to support your optimum health. Almost 200 terpenes and over 500 other phytonutrients work together with a synergistic effect that simply doesn't happen with CBD oil alone. Visit EdibleHealingPaste.com to learn more, and be sure to check out the impressive array of hemp paste enriched products while you're there. That's EdibleHealingPaste.com. EdibleHealingPaste.com. We're back, and Patty still isn't around. So,
Wow.
I guess what I guess about the only thing that we're going to be able to do is if she. Oh, wait a minute! I spoke too soon. There you go. Okay, Patty's
And we
back.
had a whole thing of DNS servers not being present and everything else.
Oh,
So,
really? Okay. Well, Gail and I turned off our cameras so we can limit the amount of bandwidth that requirements
Yeah.
that we have on your connection. So you could leave your camera on if you can still hear Gail and I.
yeah, I can hear you fine now.
Okay. So, all right. So then we'll just leave your camera on so people can see you because everybody wants to see Patty.
Everybody wants
Yeah.
to see. Well, it's not like they often get a time when it's the camera is actually. I'm lit up enough for people to actually see me because I'm usually in my dark and dingy RV with limited power, limited light, limited space. This is a bit of a treat for people to actually be able to see me.
Do you have any options, Patty, for going anywhere else besides that RV?
We're looking into that because I've had it, up to here with Mike and working on his ship pile trucks and.
It's a difficult situation for, there's a lot of people dealing with a lot of issues as far as housing is concerned, and it's very. It appears that it could just get worse if things don't get better pretty soon.
And the cheapest option is RV, but I can't pull into any standard RV place because mine only has a 110 connection, not a 220. No 30 or 50 amp connect. So they don't even allow RVs as old as mine in RV parks anymore.
Well, I remember when I had an RV before it was basically stolen from me, and it was an older RV too. And you had to have the RV. A lot of the RV parks had these rules that it had to be no more than 10 years old.
Yeah, that's why, because the more than 10 years old, they had the 110 outlet connects, not the 220. And if you have a 110 outlet and a 220 outlet, and you have them both plugged in, and they both draw the same amount of power, the meter on the 110 one is going to spin twice as fast, and that's what costs money, and that's why.
Wow. Well, the one thing that I found too after getting an older RV like that, I didn't anticipate that problem ahead of time. But the other thing is I was also rather appalled at how much it would cost to just be able to be in an RV park.
Yeah, it's
The
almost
rent of a
$30 a
lot.
day.
A lot of them are very expensive, even around in this area.
Yeah. It's like there's no inexpensive place to live anymore.
The cheapest RV park around here is $30 a night. You might as well be living in a hotel.
Exactly. That's shameful, and that says a lot about our society, in my opinion. Um, and there are people here in the area where I'm at that are losing when their lease runs out. The landlords are jacking the prices up so much that the person that was there can't continue to stay there, or they're converting to using the Airbnb, or however you say that, and
Airbnb.
Airbnb, yeah. And anyway, nonetheless, they're causing homelessness is what they're doing, because they're putting prices out there that people just cannot afford, especially now. I guess that's part of the plan.
Well, what Airbnb is doing is they are working on a contract with the federal whatever um, to provide housing spaces for refugees that are coming into the country. And the government is paying them like $900 a night for uh, for any accommodation whatsoever. So what they're doing is they're raising their prices to what the government will pay them because they already have a ready-made customer that's going to pay them almost a grand a night.
Yeah, the government.
Yeah, they've got a
That's
ready-made customer.
insanity. That's absolute insanity. They don't take care of their own people here.
Yeah, it's
But
greed
what they
driven.
don't seem to understand is these people that they're going to have come in there are going to trash the place.
Yeah, or I don't know.
That's what happens. They trash the place.
Yeah, so they might as well. So they better save a bunch of that money that they're getting nightly
They're going to need it for
because they're
repairs.
gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, save
Actually,
it
it
for
makes me
repairs.
angry. Your average American could not even begin to afford to pay $900 a night for any place. I mean, unless you're
Right.
just, super wealthy. So that just knocks out. That's definitely not America first by a long shot. That's for sure. Or
No,
Americans first.
yeah, it's refugee first. And somebody that could afford to pay $900 a night isn't going to do it at a one room in an Airbnb somewhere in the country. They're going to pick a penthouse in a hotel that has all the amenities and all the fun features and functions that they could ever want, like clothing store in the building, exercise facilities, pool, room service. Yeah, they're going to go for that before they go for the Airbnb.
Well, so how long is this kind of thing going to last for them? What happens do they ever get cut off? This is a
Uh,
special treat for those that are
Well,
non-American.
the cabal is paying out of pocket for this because they ain't got no money. We're not giving them no money. So they're paying out of their own, individual budgets for this stuff. until the money runs dry.
Well, aren't they printing like $6 billion a day or a week? I think they're printing $6 billion a week. They're watering down the value of the U.S. dollar that's currently in circulation, and
And
they're handing money off to BlackRock and all those guys that are buying up all the stuff that's being foreclosed on.
but I mean, as far as I understood, was we went in there and seized the presses, so they couldn't do that. But I don't know.
I'm beginning to wonder if our country is ever going to be able to recover from what's going on.
No, we're not
Well,
going
it
to
won't be
recover.
my
We're gonna
fault.
go forward in an entirely new direction. So recovery isn't even on the agenda for anybody, side on of light or otherwise.
What do you foresee happening,
All these idiots running
Patty?
out of money as we take them out, um, and then move into the quantum system, which is no way they can intercept or play with.
So what happens with are all the people along the way just collateral damage?
Again, and I've made this point many times. This whole transition time, it's not about improving things here on Earth and all of that. This is about ascension. It's about people graduating and getting out of this whole sordid mess entirely. That's what this is about. And everybody keeps making it about, physical and monetary things here on planet Earth instead of, being the real issue themselves, their connection to their soul, to their true selves, and their graduation to the next level. It's freedom, and that is what this is about. And everybody keeps thinking about worldly things around them and money and all that. And
I'm not thinking about worldly things and money and things of that nature. I'm thinking of having a roof over their head. I mean,
I know.
I mean, the elements can kill you. I mean, unless that's part of the plan. I don't know.
The elements can kill the vehicle that your soul is driving around in currently. That's it.
Well, yeah, but
And
I
that's the
don't
thing
know
that
what kind of a
everybody also seems to be afraid of, is losing their current vehicle.
I don't know what kind of a consolation that is. I mean, dead is dead.
No,
Especially considering we
dead
don't
is
know where
not
we're
dead.
going.
Dead is not dead because losing your vehicle here is not dead.
Well, I want an upgrade.
Well, there you go. So you wouldn't be taking this vehicle with you anyway.
Right. I suppose.
Well, there was people that were saying at one point in time that this ascension process was going to include the physical self, and so apparently that's not the case.
Because there's some diehards who want to take this vehicle with them, and that, to a certain extent, will be allowed. But as you go up dimensional levels, the energy level changes, and there's changes that are irreversible that happen to the body when you transition up different dimensional levels. So that's part of it. In other words, once you go, if you're taking this body with you, you can't come back. Because if you take this body with you, uh, physical and physiological changes and energy level changes will be made. Your body will transition and will not be able to come back down here to 3.
Wow. Gail, um, is there a menu on the bottom of your screen? I've got a menu on the bottom of mine. It has mute, start cam,
Yeah. Yeah.
mic. Do you have
Yes.
like the little gear where it says cam/mic?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you click on that, that's the settings for your camera, but show advanced options. Click on that button.
Yeah, well, I
And
got my camera totally off, so what difference does that
just
make?
just work with me here. Um,
Okay.
click on advanced options, and
Yes.
then down below that will be camera resolution. You can
Yes.
do high. Is it set to high definition?
No, it's not.
What's it set at?
It's set at standard.
Standard 480p.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I
It
was
said
just
it's
checking.
720.
Well, no, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to decrease the resolution of the cameras so we can actually have cameras on without burning up a ton of bandwidth. You know what I'm saying, Vern?
Well, I can put it on low definition.
Okay, let's
Well,
both do that.
I'll drop mine to 480. It's not as clear, but maybe and see if that helps any. Okay, I'm
Okay.
at 480.
And then
All
you
right.
want to turn the cameras back on. Is that
Yeah, let's all set to 480. See how that works. Because I was set to 720 before.
Yeah, I was set to 720.
Yeah, yeah. If we all go down to 480, we should be able to turn our cameras on. We can test it. I mean, we're just checking stuff out.
Yeah, I'm hearing you fine now. So, which was how it was with the cameras off.
Okay. Can you still hear me fine now that Gail is back in?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Gail,
So
you
that's
talk.
fine.
hello?
Yeah,
Testing. One,
Yeah.
2, 3. Testing.
I hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just being piggish. I'm sorry. I had my camera set to 720p. I wanted people to be able to see every pore in my ugly skin. So I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm bad. Bad.
Okay,
gotta-
where did we? Oh, this ascension thing is very complicated to people.
And that's why we're holding off on the evening bursting out of your chest.
The what? Bursting? You didn't say there was going to be bursting.
Yeah, the alien bursting out of your chest and all that. Yeah.
Ew.
Ew. Really?
Ew.
I remember that show. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
I
This
can't help
little.
all I have here is very limited selection of movies that was on today. So
I,
it was there.
I think from the first time I saw that, I just about hit the ceiling.
original one.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
I
ladies and
was sitting there
gentlemen.
at the table eating dinner.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're getting into a weird area here. So, and we've been on air for about 44 minutes. So far, I figure we go about another 15 minutes and then we can wrap this up. What do you guys
It's a
think?
shame I can't take questions from people. Do any of the formats where you're playing this have a place where people can even ask questions or?
Yeah, well, it's on Facebook and on YouTube. Let me go to the Restream
Well, with
Live
my bandwidth,
dashboard.
I can only do one thing at a time with the bandwidth I'm working with. So
Right. Let me. Okay. Well, the stream is running.
now by the ocean, at the extreme extent of the roaming options on my cell phone and using the hotspot on that is currently the only way I'm getting any sort of reliable connection. So,
Right. Okay. So
because
what
I
I'm.
had my Nomad up for all of 5 minutes and then it lost DNS and everything else. So,
Really? Oh, that ain't good. Okay. Let me close a couple of things here, and then I'll bring up a Facebook page, and yeah, I can close all of those. I'll bring up a Facebook page, and
I
I'll
brought
check
up
the comments.
I just asked if anybody had
It's
any
almost like saying
questions.
you can't. And did you get any?
I didn't catch what you said.
Did you get any?
Did you
Not
get
yet.
any?
Not yet. It's going to take about 30 seconds for the stream to catch up to us. So once it
Well,
does,
we didn't advertise either, so people might not even know it's going on unless they run across it, you know.
well, yeah, that's true. Um, and we didn't.
Well, this is being recorded too. Is this being recorded or just live streamed?
No, it's being recorded. It's being recorded in a couple of different places.
Yeah, so it can be posted again, and that way people at least have the information.
Yeah.
I'm at Plymouth, Plymouth, Massachusetts. Um,
Say that again. I was talking when you were.
I'm at Plymouth Harbor Side in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Uh, what is it? Aubrey Street. 19 Aubrey Street, and I'm in room 124. So, for those who want to know, I did post it on Skype in the group. I don't know if I posted it on Facebook or not. But if not, I can rectify that after the show. I'll put it in my profile. It's a temporary address. But obviously, I'm already getting cards and things, so word must have gotten out. Of where I'm
Okay,
at.
we have some questions. Let me go to the stream thingy. There we go. Close that. Now we go there. All right. Let me pause that. Okay. So we've got Mia Miller says hi, and Gail asked if
Who?
anyone has any questions. Julie Atkinson. I'm. Is there something on my screen? No.
It says, "Is Trump coming back?" is a question.
Yeah.
That's an invalid question because Trump never left.
Well,
He's
that's a
still
good point.
president. The military is currently in charge, but he's still riding around in Air Force One. He's still got the nuclear football and everything. He's never left. He filed the Insurrection Act the very day that he went into office to begin with. And it was just a matter of waiting to the right time to turn it over to the military, which is what we've got going on right now. So yeah, he's never left. So it's not a question of coming back, if you follow.
Okay.
Don't mind me, it's getting a little warm in here. I'm just work on the way.
Someone else asked, "How are you feeling, Patty?"
Better than I was, but not great. Because I'm fighting with the management here. They've got my file messed up with somebody else's, and so things aren't the greatest. Not going as well as they could be. So, he does not want to behave tonight.
What? Your hair doesn't want to behave?
No.
Julie
Do
took
what
the
I did.
question. Julie has an additional question. Said, "Did he do Afghanistan?"
No. He had set up so all the ones that worked with us would be evacuated first. They deliberately screwed the pooch and changed the plan on doing the evacuation. So
Trump had a plan for peaceful,
He had a
lawful,
plan,
and
and they deliberately
orderly.
did not.
Yeah, he had a plan for
They
the
deliberately did
orderly
not follow it.
withdrawal. Yeah. So um,
Yeah,
Trump had the plan. They chose not to do it. They screwed the pooch, but
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
Trump have something to do with some of the mop up, some of the rescue operations? That wasn't the current administration. They didn't want anybody loyal to the United States getting out of that country. The
Right.
only ones they were worried about getting
So,
out were the
I mean, there's
refugees.
things, and there's still stuff going on behind the scenes that Trump won't leave me like that. So, just I'll just say that, and I'll leave it at that. Trump's not going to let this go the way that things have gotten screwed up. He's not going to let it go.
Right.
And there's forces available to untangle that mess covertly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Candy.
What Biden's basically doing is he's using the plane to fly more potential, Democratic voters in, and
Yeah.
get
The
a bunch
potential demo.
more Americans kicked off the program, so that all their money will go towards supporting these idiots
Yeah.
for a while, because that ain't gonna last.
Well, no, they're basically out of money as it is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay, Candy's in the chat.
But
Candy, hi.
their whole cookie is crumbling because 8-0 Supreme Court, case was settled 8-0. Basically, confirming the fact that Biden's not Biden and has no right to even apply for president, to run for president, much less play the role of president, because he's just an actor. And that was confirmed in Supreme Court day before yesterday, 8-0 judgment. So there you go, folks. Biden's not Biden. He's an actor. Get over
Right.
it.
Mishi Berlin says, "Hi guys," and I hope I didn't. I hope I didn't destroy your name, Mishi, Michi. Did I do that right? When are you all going to be with Drake again? Hey, Patty Broussard, love you. I don't know. I don't know
When are we all going to be what?
When are we all going to be with Drake again? And I don't know. I think we got to figure out the three of us first before we try adding another person.
With Drake, what? Why do you want to be with Drake? Drake's inner flat Earth. He's even admitted that. That's the whole CIA contingent, Anunnaki contingent. And that's the inner flat Earth is the only place where the mind programming system that used to broadcast from Saturn and all that is still up and running. Why would you want him involved? In the talk, because he isn't relevant anymore. He was working with the bad Palladians who gave him a retirement package, and when we took the bad Palladians out, he kind of got left hanging, and he's not happy about it. So he's just grumpy. He's not getting his retirement package. And, he's gotta come out of his the hole he's dug as it is. So, and most of the stuff he has to say is not relevant out here on the surface.
Okay.
I don't know how else to put that.
Well, it's all just a matter of how it's going to shake out and what's going to happen. We're going to try not to pick on people. So Drake has some very good friends, and he has some followers.
I've not
And
said anything that he hasn't said himself. I've
okay,
not said anything that he hasn't said himself publicly. So
okay, Patty, I think was talking about
it's
ascension, physical and
not big enough.
non-physical, whatever that the physical body doesn't.
Yeah,
Doesn't. Gee, please,
it's
please
irrelevant.
repeat that segment. I'm in FB jail right now. I'm not allowed to share uh, live streams, advertise, go live, let alone watch um, vibes. I've got to Dropbox in front of me. It says I'm on restriction, but I can hear you all. So, wow. Okay. So, Candy can hear the show, but she can't see it because she's restricted. Oh my God.
Respect that.
She's grounded. Oh,
So where
poor.
is she? Where is she? Australia, New Zealand, Scotland.
No,
You
no,
know, there's a lot of
she's in this
places that are
country. She's on the east side of the country. Um, Candy, where are you at again? Where's your um general um
I think she's in Florida, but I'm not positive.
Oh, Miami. She's on
California.
timeout in Miami.
Okay,
Okay.
I thought
Uh
so.
yeah,
It's
fascist
kind of hit and
bastard.
miss down there.
Well, she should
It's
be
kind
able
of
to
hit or miss
sue
down
them.
there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Join the class action lawsuit, Candy. Join it. Join it. And enjoy your friggin' time out in Miami. I'm upstate New York. It was 50 degrees last night. Seriously. 50.
And I'm in
What's up with
Massachusetts, which is also another demon-led state.
Oh, Massachusetts? I've never heard that before.
Massachusetts, that's funny.
The most I've seen of Massachusetts was I was going to um, New Hampshire, and I had to run up the Mass Pike from Jersey to New Hampshire. So that's the only thing I saw.
Mhm.
So I
95, yeah.
yeah
95 and 490, if you're smart, 495 and avoiding Boston altogether to go around.
yeah I could have that would have been fun. So okay, do we have any more questions? We've been running about 59 minutes so far. We were thinking about wrapping it up at about an hour. Um, And let's see, do we have any more questions? We've got 18 comments so far.
It'd be the shortest video I've done. It'd be the shortest video I've done in years.
Did
Well,
did Patty answer Candy's question?
yeah. What about the physical and non-physical and ascension? How's all that going to work?
People are going to be given the option to take a version of their body along and get upgraded in the process. But bear in mind, that's not the important part. It's your soul connect that goes and removing the trauma and everything from this mess while the transfer goes on. Unless you're going to some place like the Christos group, that earth is going to be, they get to keep all their stupid stuff because it's tied to a soul contract with the Christos group and the Anunnaki. So we can't break that. Neither can our friends upstairs. They have to allow that to happen, and they'll have their 1,000 years of peace, and then they walk between heaven and hell. And I call them the short bus group or the slow bus group to level 4. You know, where they'll learn how to do telepathy and everything else before moving on to 5. But they'll be the last group to get there.
The special bus.
That's why I
They'll
call
be
them
on.
the slow group. Yeah, the
They'll be
special
on the
bus.
special bus.
Because
Okay,
the soul
Mishi.
contracts, we're not allowed to interfere with their free will, and that's what it comes down to.
Okay, so Mishi Berlin is asking
So
9/11. What's going down on 9/11? And false flag question mark. What do you
Well,
think's going to
I'm just
happen?
going to say this because a lot of people speculating, well, what's going to go down on 9/11? And are the bad guys going to do something? Are the good guys going to do something? Let me just say this. Since we took down the entire Mobius matrix and destroyed it, the whole power matrix behind those date numerology systems no longer functions. So it's irrelevant.
Does that include gematria?
The numeral based magics don't work anymore without the Mobius matrix to push them.
Okay.
Okay.
Period.
So somebody's seeing Dean. Where's Dean?
You mean
I don't
where's
see
Dean?
him.
Dean must be watching.
No, he said
Um,
he wasn't. He may be watching. He said he didn't want to join the show. I asked him before we started, so
okay.
he thanked
Yeah,
me for inviting me. He said,
I sent him. Um, oh, he says he's watching. Okay.
he's watching.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I sent him an invitation. So you got to bear with us. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the second live stream with this new platform that I got a wild hair at 3 o'clock in the morning and decided to sign up for. And then I did the world's most boring live stream this morning because I was half awake. I didn't have my coffee. I had nothing prepared. I knew how nothing worked. I was learning as I was going. I played a couple of videos, talked about a couple of boring things, and this
Wasn't it just
show,
a trial run, wasn't it?
yeah, it was a trial run, and I said so. This is a test. This is a test of the emergency global voice system. This is only a test. Had this been an actual global voice emergency, okay, never mind. All right. Any more? Yes, I did. Ha ha. Yeah. And Candy heard me this morning. So I can't get away
You're
with
coming out.
nothing.
You're coming through all distorted.
Oh, okay. I'm
You're
talking
coming
too
through all
fast.
distorted, Paul.
Oh, Gail, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. And it must be bandwidth. So I'm moving around too much, I think. I'm going to shut my camera off again. So that's all right.
I
That's
can
all
do the
right. And
same.
we're the star
There you
of
go.
the show is Patty. Okay. That's what she is, what this is all about. Um and everybody's got all kinds of opportunities to hear Gail and me and see us. So
Yeah.
Patty's the star. What happened to Robert David Steele? Now I've heard all kinds of things about he did die. It was a COVID psyop. It was designed to piss people off because he refused medical treatment. They knocked him out and or tranquilized him and or sedated him and did it anyway, and then he died. So they're murderers and all this happy stuff. Been hearing about all that. Did he actually die or not? Did he die or
No.
did he go into witness protection?
No, he didn't die,
He didn't die. Okay, so he's
and
still
that's
around.
all I can say about it.
Okay. Um, the Mishi the dosage I believe is 20 milligrams. It's basically like um, you get a little measuring spoon with it. It's just like one scoop. You put it under your tongue. You keep it there. It's some a sublingual thing, and um, then after it's been in your mouth for a while, then you just kind of swish it down with a glass of water, cup of water, whatever, and that's it. That's all you got to do. So,
And what's this? Are you talking
that's
about?
the hemp paste. That's the hemp
Oh,
paste. We did while you were disconnected. We did our commercial breaks.
oh, you
Just
did the
you
commercial
know,
and all that. Okay.
yeah, we did the commercials and stuff while you weren't on. So, well, that way Gail and I didn't have to sit there talking back and forth.
Yeah.
So, because people are here to see you, they're not here to see us. So we might as well have just thrown the commercials in there at the same time. Why not?
Yeah.
Candy says, "How are you feeling, Patty? You look fab."
Well, I can't say fab, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're able to stand up.
Yeah, I
Not
can
walking so
stand up. I
great.
can't walk so great, but yeah, I can stand.
Yeah, there you go. Not walking so great, but um,
We're getting
so
there.
that's cool.
It shows that taking forever to get rid of the infection, the last
Uh-huh.
of the.
Right.
And I'm on antibiotics, 2 pills 3 times a day still, and
Right.
of 2 different type of antibiotics. So we're trying to get rid of it, but it's putting up a green battle.
Yeah. What? Um, Candy asked, "When is DC going underwater or becoming a bird park again? This year?"
I don't know who said that because it's kind of nonsense.
Well, Candy asked, "When is DC going underwater?" I mean, they they tried to flood it. I mean, they were blowing water out of the
Underground is already flooded, so
yeah.
DC itself is going underwater. All the dams underneath went underwater. That's I
Yeah,
mean
that's
this is what you're getting from miscommunication from. It's typical of data that comes out as a signal block, and by the time it jumps through 6 or 7 people, the other end the data is totally different.
well, yeah. I mean, they did that exercise in school where one person has a secret,
Yeah,
tells another person the secret, and the secret, and the secret, and the secret, and by the time it gets to the end, it doesn't even sound like the same story. And because there
right.
are so many people telling stories, that's going to happen. There's going to be embellishments and interpretations at pretty much every stage. But I know that the dumps under DC are already flooded. There is already water blowing out of the rain gutters, the manhole covers. Um, so I'm thinking that that's pretty much. Um, well, I don't know. They'd have to. Candy just said, "I know about the tunnels under. Just figured why the hell not flood the whole place?" Well, there's a whole lot of other land around DC that it's not like it's on a hill or anything like that. It's pretty much flat ground. They would have to flood out a whole lot of in surrounding areas, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think DC is ever going to be totally underwater. I mean, they're
Now,
going to
bear
flood out the
in mind,
dumps. They're going to
the water to do that has to be pumped in,
right.
or done by like how I was doing it out on the West Coast, putting a portal deep in one of those places, and then going offshore and going down about 250 meters deep in the ocean, open the other end of the portal there, and just let it flow.
I just
But
read.
it's the water level in those underground things are never going to come above sea level.
Right. Okay, Gail, you read something?
I just read, and it's kind of interesting since it's just been Labor Day. They said that almost 9 million people across the United States will lose their unemployment benefits beginning today.
What?
That's
Okay.
yeah.
Talk about your wake up calls, and when they go to try and go back to work and see what all the bullshit they're going to get hit with. Yeah, we'll have some wake ups going on, especially since it's going to happen with the 8th coming up, all your all your transit folks, all your stewards and stewardesses are staging a global walkout. So things are going to be stuck where they are everywhere.
Yeah.
That's going to be quite the fun little situation because they didn't, even hint at coming back.
Yeah. Well, the thing with unemployment benefits running out today, I mean, I would like to hope that people did not have their head all the way up their ass and
They
spent
did
everything
because
that they got.
they were paying more to have them stay home than they were making at their jobs, and that's why they stayed home like
Right.
idiots.
That's why they stayed home. Well, I
Their
would hope that
yeah, but the companies they work for went down the toilet. So a
yeah,
lot of
well,
them don't have any job to go back to.
well, I would hope that those people took that extra 2,400 something that they were getting a month for a while and put some of it away for a rainy day because
Well,
folks, the storm clouds are coming.
but Paul, at the same time, I'm going to have to say on their defense that you don't know what their expenses were, in terms of rent,
They've been
food,
jacking the cost of
utilities,
food.
and so on.
Yeah, they've been jacking the cost of food, utilities, and everything up step higher and higher as things go along. So people can't save any of it. That was the point.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say.
It
And
was all engineered in advance, knowing what the bulk of humanity were going to do. That were sleeping.
Well,
Follow the
what the
program.
yeah, what the extra $600 a week was it was an extra $600 a week. So they had 60 to 70% of their take-home income as unemployment benefits anyway, and then they added another 600 a week to that. So their net income over that period of time, the whole thing is they were making more money on unemployment than they would have had they gone back to work. So if they were
Plus the
making more
stimulus.
money
but wait,
Plus the stimulus.
plus the stimulus. So if they were making more money than they would have been making at their job, I'm hoping that they didn't go out and buy new cars and didn't buy new big screen TVs and
I really
didn't
doubt that they
remodel their
did.
houses.
I
Well,
really
I'm
doubt that they
hoping.
did.
I'm hoping that they saved some of that money for a rainy day. That's all I was
I,
saying.
yeah, I still, I'm gonna have to step up for the underdog because some of these people, even though they may have been getting more than they might have gotten before, if they were working minimum wage jobs and so on, that doesn't mean that they're going to have any extra now. I mean, maybe they had bills they had to catch up on too, for that matter. And I don't know. I see it a little differently. I see it as an added hardship that more and more people are going to have to endure, and they're going to either have to help each other out, or they're going to have to stand up for the rights and say, "I've had enough. I'm not taking anymore." And we need a big change in a lot of different things. I feel bad for people. I really do.
And then that's assuming they don't put it in a bank that decides when they want to take it out.
Confiscate it all.
Yeah, they're going to confiscate it all.
Hmm. Well, I'm hoping that they budgeted their funds so they could put an emergency fund away, because the next thing I can see is a bunch of people that can't pay their bills and all that are going to be screaming for government support the because being on unemployment with the extra stimulus and all that, they kind of got an entitlement attitude, kind of, sort of. And the answer to that is raise taxes on the people that are working to pay for the people whose jobs went away. But it's not my fault that their job went away. It's the administration's fault that their job went away. So what are they going to do? They're going to pump up my taxes to fix what the administration screwed up, because these people are just about ready to set up shop under a bridge somewhere.
No,
How
they're
is
going to
this all
jack
going to
your
shake out?
taxes. They're going to jack up your taxes and everything first to pay for all the people they're letting in to give them a better paycheck than you're getting.
Oh,
And
absolutely. I don't think.
And they can pay
they
$900 a night for refugees.
Yeah.
Well, where do you think they're getting the money to pay the 900 a night for the refugees? They're taking unemployment benefits away from Americans. That's
Well,
where they're
yeah, and
getting the
so
money.
why would you get upset with Americans and think that they should be saving whatever little bit that extra that they may have gotten? When is it okay to bring complete strangers that aren't even from here in and pay elaborate prices for them to have the best accommodations around, while your regular Americans are going losing their homes, unable to pay their bills, and feeling guilty because they didn't save some money? I don't know. It's
Gail,
I
mean, you're
think you
going on and on
misunderstood
and
the
on.
point that I was
When you-
making.
This is when you need to understand. This is a war. This is a revolution. People need to stop giving them money for taxes and governments which aren't governments anymore. When Trump filed Chapter 7 on the Corporation of the United States of America, and that became completed and everything as of the 3 quarters into the end of last year, none of the so-called governments, none of the city, town, state, any of them, none of them are legal anymore. And under the rules of Chapter 7, no corporation who files Chapter 7 or subcorporation formed thereunder are allowed to take anything from the body public whatsoever for any reason whatsoever. That includes cities, states, towns, courts, all of it. It's fraud. And it actually goes against even the laws, the commercial laws that they all live by. It's fraud. Stop giving them money to play with you with. That's what it comes down to.
So you're saying, if I understand you correctly, what you're saying is, don't pay any taxes.
Don't pay them anything.
Don't pay
They
them
have no
anything.
right to demand anything of anybody at this point. None of them do.
Yeah, it could be some very interesting times, that's for sure.
They're all null and void. That's one of the reasons why, when Trump was overseas, Queen Elizabeth had to walk behind his ass.
That was hilarious when he did that.
He went and inspected his troops. They weren't hers anymore.
Well, I was thinking too, even if people were frugal enough to save some money, it probably still wouldn't last very long under the circumstances.
It might buy them
People
enough
need to
time to
hang
be
on to
able to
what they
find
got.
work.
They need to hang on to what they got, because Trump eventually is going to do the exchange for the new money, which I know they've been printing, that is actually backed by gold. It's going to be.
How does that help somebody that doesn't have any money, though? I mean,
You do your straw man accounts. I know. That's all I want right now is access to my straw man accounts. There's 16 of them, and each one has 3.3 million in them. Because I went and checked on them. So that's all I want. I want my straw man accounts, and I'll be a happy camper. That and a med bed to fix this mess.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That would help everybody. That would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. I saw a report that medbeds were, I'm not sure if I believe the source, but they said that medbeds were going into mass production and that they were going to be released much earlier than earlier expected. So.
Yeah, because we've had to tie them up with other tasks which weren't seen beforehand, if you will, which is doing repairs on all the multinational strike teams that went into the dumps. That was
Yeah,
something they hadn't seen before, eventually, originally.
well, that and the kids that they were
John
pulling
used
out of
them
the
to
dumps.
kid.
Yeah, they definitely had sufficient purposes to use them between the strike teams and the kids that were being rescued. Yeah, definitely. But I just hope that people were frugal and they put a few dollars away just to tide them over until they can find another job, because it's a better than even bet that the job that they had before no longer exists.
Yeah.
It's a better than even bet that they're going to have increased utility expenses as the country reels from the mess that's been made by the current administration. It's likely to assume that food prices and gasoline prices are going to continue going up. You know, it's not a good time right now. It's not, and I'm just hoping that people were looking to the future and not spending money unwisely.
But
Thinking that it was never going to end.
Paul, you're again putting the cart before the horse. This entire sham of a play that's going on right now is deliberately to force people to wake up and smell the coffee. And sometimes you got to beat them over the head with something that actually impacts on their day to day life. And it takes a lot to really get that across to everybody. Um, so, you know,
Well, I would say going from $3,000 a month from in the form of a check to nothing would be a significant beat on the head.
that plus, the cost of everything going up and, the truth about the whole debt system being showcased is what the entire point was. Wake everybody up and show them the truth of everything. Everybody thinks Trump's going to be the savior. No, Trump's just out there to actually um, clean out the swamp, like you said, and show everybody the truth. It's actually up to the people as individuals to basically take control of their own life back and do the appropriate thing.
Michi Berlin is asking, will the IRS stay around? And no,
They've
no,
already they're already
the
being
IRS was never, it was never around to begin with.
they're a foreign corporation. They had no right to touch anything of yours.
No, they're gone. They're history.
That's been
Just
proven in
another,
court a multitude of times, but of course, each time somebody took them to court over that whole issue, um, the judge being in on it forced them to sign an NDR before paying them out and letting them go. And
yeah, or
collect
they
from
just,
the IRS, they had to keep quiet about it.
yeah, they put a gag order on it.
Mm-hmm.
The sad
You
thing
know,
is that sometimes extreme hardship is what ends up waking people up.
Yep.
yeah.
When you can do it so that even the ones that are fairly high up there on the income scale, when you start doing stuff that actually starts screwing with even their life and livelihood, that's when you have the major wake up events. Because under normal circumstances, there's not much that really affects those folks because they got enough money to throw at it and cause the issue to go away. Um, but when you do enough damage to even those folks get a slap in the face, that's when you get some real wake ups.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to take down the middle class. They're doing a pretty good job of it. And they're not actually wealthy people, but they're going to feel the sting of all
The
this.
last number report, when I asked upstairs, we said we needed to get to 80% truly awoke. And we're, as far as their recording of things go, we're at 70. We're at 69.8 or something like that percent. So
Yeah.
That's an ouch.
Yep,
yeah.
that's an ouch. That's definitely an ouch because
And just because they voted for Trump doesn't mean they were awake by any stretch of the imagination, in terms of ascension and graduating out of this 3D level. And that's the most
80%
important
is
point.
Well,
80% is still a serious number.
yeah, when we say that people are not awake and they need to wake up, I mean,
That's
how
connecting.
do they perceive what are they referring to in particular? Can we
That's
be
them
real specific?
connecting. That's them connecting to through their heart and soul to their true higher full selves, um, and opening that dialogue and quit looking around for savior or some such thing from outside of themselves.
Okay, what about those that have decided to um, get
Volunteer for the
inoculated
program.
or go
They're so
along with the
well
program?
programmed that they're not even,
They're not in
they're
the
not,
equation anymore, right?
they are not graduating. Period.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not
They're
even in
not
the
wake
equation
upable?
anymore.
No, you can't. You're not even gonna wake them up at all. They're too well programmed. They ain't gonna
Yeah.
graduate. They're gonna roll over and go to another 3D classroom, possibly not even be human, because they failed utterly.
Wow. Yeah, it's the whole thing about that is once the Bible says once you accept the mark that God can no longer hear you, and that makes
The
perfect
Bible is
sense.
garbage. That is
Okay, okay, but here's that's not
Nazi propaganda.
that's not germane to my point. My point is that when they volunteer for the program, they're disconnected from their higher self, from their own higher self. Now, the way the Bible mentions it is that God can no longer hear you once you do that. Well, if you just look at the same thing, your higher self can no longer hear you. You were disconnected. Your soul has left. It's gone.
No,
So,
and that's why I'm saying it's propaganda because that's wrong. The only
yeah, but
way
that's
is
exactly
you sell your soul off, at which point you, that is the part of your consciousness that you get yanked out of your body, put in a box, so they could harvest the quanta energy coming down your souling, and then they turn your body over to another type of being to run it. So, no, what they put in the Bible is pure unmitigated bullshit. If
okay.
you
Well,
actually go
perhaps I
back
shouldn't have used it.
communicating with your true higher self, then the gods stop listening to your pleas, uh, because you're basically flipping them the finger and calling them the frauds that they are. There's a big difference between those two interpretations.
Okay, so you're still separated from your higher consciousness.
No, your
You,
soul link is your
you,
soul link. It's connected between you and your full higher self, no matter what. It's just
and
whether it's
once, and
whether it's in a human vehicle or whether it's in a box being used as a battery. That connection's always there, always.
okay, and I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Candy had one more question. Medbeds, yay, Patty. How many different strawman accounts does each person have?
It varies. It depends on what they set you up and what you did for a living and all that through your life. And I've done so many damn things that you know.
How many jobs you've had through your life, things like
Yeah,
that.
and I've done a lot of work for a lot of different of the cabal corporations and things like that over the years. So.
Okay. So hospitals will become wellness centers and banks will become wealth management centers.
If you can trust them.
Yeah, if you can trust them. Okay. All right. Well, Gail, do you have anything more to add? She muted, so it's going to take her a second to unmute.
Actually, not really. It's we have a lot to go through, and it's going to be, you know, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be very challenging, and
Yeah, most of us who are awake and aware got to kind of like grit your teeth, sit back, and get this, wade through it.
yeah. Well, I've experienced hardship before in my life, so
The
it's,
storm
it's
is definitely here.
it's not really all
Yeah.
that new to me. But anyway,
And more is going to be exposing the truth that we've been telling people for a while now, and that's going to cause more and more people to wake up, but it's also going to cause a higher degree of public anger, and we have to do this peaceably. We must not resort to their modus operandi and do riots and all of that other thing uh, to give them their druthers, because that's what they want, an excuse to start shooting you.
Yeah, and I definitely think that shutting off all of the unemployment is definitely intended to create civil war and uprising. It's
Yeah.
definitely designed to do that. So,
Uprising, yes, but um, armed confrontation with these folks, no. You know, and not it's not needed, because you can simply just take them out of power, because none of them have a right to the positions they're in anymore. Period. And as soon as people stop acknowledging them as being in control, will be the sooner they are no longer in control.
right. Okay. Candy had one more question. Holy crap, she's got more straw men than she thought. Thank you so much, Patty Broussard, Gail Lynn, and Paul Beener. And when can I hear the replay on this video? It will take it a little while for the platforms to toss it. It usually takes between 15 and 20 minutes to process the video after the live stream ends. So you should be able to grab yourself a snack, maybe a cup of coffee or a cold fizzy one, and come back to the computer, and it should be here, unless Facebook takes it down. So the replay will be available on Facebook. It will be available on my YouTube channel. It will be available on my Rumble channel, and also on my D Live channel. So there should be plenty of places for this to be. Plus, it's being recorded locally, and it's also being recorded on the intermittent stream service. So it's not going to go away. You're stuck with us. So, all right, thank you, Gail, for being here. Thank you so much, Patty. It's so good to see you, and it's great to see you smile. And I'm glad that you're recovering. Um, I I
It's like
just
a
wish
really
that
painful vacation.
oh yeah, a painful vacation. I've
a
had those
painful
before.
one. We miss you, Patty, and we're so happy that you look good, and I can tell you feel pretty good too,
I've
even if you don't feel
maintained,
great.
I've maintained my personality through all of it.
Yeah. It's good to see you smile.
I try.
Even if you freeze up a little bit now and then.
Just a little, not too much. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. This has been an update program with Patty Broussard, and thank you again for everybody that donated and contributed to enable us to send her a computer that she can use. Are you by chance using the Chromebook?
Yeah, it's right there. Um,
All right.
uh, and love to everybody that has contributed to my well-being uh, through this whole mess.
So how are you doing? How are you doing for? I mean, you've got to have increased expenses. Um, through this. How are
Yeah,
you doing? You still
because
doing okay?
the guy that was supposed to close up my RV while I was in the hospital that brought me my laptop kind of didn't. He left all the stuff open and the roof open and through all the bad weather. So yeah, I've been out, having to buy clothes and things.
Oh
But
wow.
the time I actually get escape out of here, but yeah.
Okay. Well, people are asking where.
And this top was a gift. I love it. I want to this. I want to first time I get out. I want to look for more like this because this turns out to be like ideal. And the leggings I bought like these. There's several different patterns. I got them at Walmart. They were on sale, $9 a pop. So they
Oh, there you go.
a combination seems to be ideal for the hospital type setting here, given my injuries.
Cool. Well, you look great. So, and what we'll do
Yeah.
is we'll
Then
figure out.
there was a lady here that on Sundays that has a little salon here. She dyed all my hair one color. That's the only thing that's been done to it. So
Oh, there you
got
go.
rid of most of the white for a while, and just
Okay.
got it all one color.
So what we'll do is we'll put in the comment section of the live streams. We'll put in the comment sections. We'll set up means that people can donate to Patty directly.
Yeah, that
So,
and my PayPal. Yeah, it's the easiest way.
well, yeah, you just go into your PayPal account and just create a button. Create a button, and then we'll just share the link to that button. So,
I already had. I mean, I've been posting. I already did all that.
okay, well, perhaps we can put that information into the live chat stream right now. Um, what's your PayPal email address?
I've actually got two. The PA Sergeant I Make Mac one, as well as the Patty B dash fine at Comcast. They both go there. Um, so basically
So,
all of them. But the PayPal me one is that's what I got posted on Facebook and everywhere else. So I don't know if you can actually see it here.
is
Yeah,
that a PayPal.me?
yeah,
Okay,
that's this one. I'm sending it to you now.
okay. So you're sending it in the chats.
The chat.
Okay, copy link address. Let me copy that, and then I'll just paste it in the chat.
But if you want, if they can't get that to work, my two email addresses, either one will go to it. Me, and I'm typing them in now.
Okay, so I've got one of them in there, and okay, that link worked. So, and then
That one.
here's your email address. Copy.
That's one of them. Yeah.
The PayPal link, all you've got to do is just click on the PayPal link, and and the email address. You just log into your PayPal account, send money to friends, and just paste in the email address Patty B hyphen fine at Comcast.net, and everything should be. Oh, and we've got another one, Micmac
Yeah.
at. Okay, so we'll put that one in there.
I made it
All
really
right.
easy. So anybody can reach me.
Just remember to mark friends, otherwise they charge. They
Yeah.
take a percentage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark friends, and PayPal to
No,
PayPal address to PayPal address is always free.
yeah,
PayPal account to or balance to PayPal balance. But if you use a card, even if you select friends, they still do take a charge of like 1.5% or something like that. But 98.5% of something is better than
Yeah.
100% of
Yeah.
nothing. And that's what I always say. Okay, well, thank you everyone for being here. I think we've got all the business done. We got everything taken care of. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Gail. And also thank you, viewers. We appreciate
My love
every
and thanks
single
to
one of you.
everybody out there who has a unending assistance.
And thank you, Paul.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Happy to do it. I would have preferred to have done it sooner, but I mean, schedules happen, and things were a little rough there for Patty
Yeah,
early on.
things
So
are
we
going to
wanted to
get a
give
little
her,
busy with appointments going forward. So
yeah, and we also wanted to give her a chance to recover a little bit from her earlier hospital stays and stuff. So
yeah,
It always
All right.
helps to know you're loved by a lot of people. And you certainly are, Patty.
Certainly are. Absolutely.
I know.
So everybody take care. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Turn cameras on and wave, everybody.
Ciao, ciao, as I put it.
There we go. Ciao, ciao. All right.
All right.
We'll see you.